Giving that great youngster his sign back.
That kid has a lot of signs.
He does. But you know what? One of the best independent wrestling fans there are.
And Dalton, I think Swamp Monster might have just got... Oh, Swamp Monster has his face mask on.
The peacock eyes.
Yeah.
The cock eyes.
Peacock eyes.
Yeah. Stop snickering.
You said pee. That's a good point.
What did he say?
The Kentucky gentleman doesn't want to see any of these shenanigans.
Okay, well, I was about to touch on the fact that Chuck Taylor was in Super Indy earlier this year, beat Aiden Vale in the opening round before falling to Sami Callihan in the semifinals.
Oh! Ball tap.
I beg your pardon.
What would you call it?
A testicular jab.
It was backhanded. It was more of a tap.
A backhand, then.
You'd call it a testicular backhand?
Sure.
That sounds like an added appendage.
It's no worse than external occipital protuberance. I thank you very much.
I wouldn't use that word either, mostly because I can't get it out right. But
does Swamp Monster have a manager's license?
You would think he would. I mean, he's at ringside.
Is Swamp Monster a he?
That's the assumption. I mean,
that you've made. Have you inspected this?
No, but from here, I'm not that interested, so I'm going with a he.
Shows how low your standards are.
My standards are plenty fine, thank you.
So if it was a female Swamp Monster, you'd be interested, is what you're telling me.
It depends on how this Swamp Monster would look. I mean, if she was still a monster, no, Swamp model, we could maybe.
Dalton Castle needs a win here to get back into title contention. Chuck Taylor looking for a spot in the regular IWC roster. You win, you stick around. We talked about it earlier. It worked for Sami Callihan out of Super Indy 11. Didn't work for Chuck Taylor, who is screaming like a little girl, maybe one of those little swamp girls.
That was not the reaction I was expecting from a Kentucky gentleman, I will be honest. To be fair, I have heard Dalton Castle do a similar scream.
Well, yeah, but that was more of a caw type deal.
Not true.
What about Kentucky is it that makes Chuck Taylor think he's better than everybody else?
It's the bourbon.
That's an easy answer. Well, he's got nothing to do with the manufacturing of the bourbon, does he? So why is he walking around?
No, it's probably more the consumption of the bourbon.
Okay, well, why is he walking around with this air of superiority?
Because he can. He's Smooth Chucky T. His pedigree speaks for itself.
Well, certainly. Very successul all across this country.
And while I say that, why don't you speak of his pedigree?
What?
Speak of his pedigree.
Well, speaking of his pedigree, there's a shoulder tackle. Chuck Taylor, very well known. He's captured a series of tag team championships as part of the Fist faction. He's very successful up in the East Coast. He's traveled all across this planet. I believe he's another individual that's been to Japan. He's been to the swamp, apparently.
Yeah, let's be honest.
He's hugging the Swamp Monster.
Well, yeah, I mean, he needs some support. How many people do you know that have a Swamp Monster?
Counting Chuck Taylor, 1. Although I haven't been in your basement lately. I don't know about you.
Yeah, it's clearly you haven't because you're out here.
Galanovo tie-up. Two very well put together athletes here. And Castle gets the upper hand. Castle probably got about 10 pounds on Chuck Taylor.
Was he biting him? Was that an ab bite? Or was it like a nerfle? I mean, what was that? Yeah, a peacock-based offense? Was he searching for seed? You don't have any answers for me, Joe.
I don't have any information. I'm going to lay out and just let the picture tell the story right now.
Oh.
Chuck Taylor found an opening.
I like his pinstriped tights.
Very gentlemanly of him.
Yeah. Oh!
That was karate.
You know how you can tell?
How's that?
He yelled karate before he did it.
That wasn't karate. That was an old-fashioned slap on the fanny. And now an atomic drop to the tailbone. Leg sweep the cover.
Been a lot of fanny-based offense here. He's dropping him on his tuchus.
Yeah. Right on the derriere. Well, we talked about punching yourself out with kickouts earlier. Maybe it's Dalton's strategy. Maybe he was listening in.
Well, listening to us couldn't be the worst thing he's done.
And Chuck once again rolling to the outside. The Swamp Monster's rolling in. That Swamp Monster's got a set of legs on it.
That's true. Swamp Monster knows how to do a leg sweep.
And a standoff with the Swamp Monster. Farnsworth, what happened in my life?
Well, clearly something awesome. Oh, look out.
Did you
Are we having a dance-off?
Did you spike my water earlier? What's happening?
Only if I Oh, my God! It's kid play!
All right, that happened.
5 minutes gone by in this contest. 5 minutes.
Well, you want to talk about the most bizarre form of psychological warfare I've ever seen? That's this entire match in a nutshell.
Wow. That's not very gentlemanly.
Of Chuck Taylor, of course not. I haven't seen him do a gentlemanly thing in his life.
He has a swamp monster.
Then what does that have to do with anything?
You don't have to be mad at me, Joe.
I'm not mad at
just
you.
as confused as you are.
I don't understand why anything's happening right now. This is how deep these guys have to go to throw one another off their individual game.
Yeah. It's kind of impressive.
Double handful of hair. Where's he? He didn't even try to do anything with it. What is he trying to accomplish?
Get him a couple bald spots.
Oh, he's not gonna win a match.
Put him on Rogaine.
Chuck Taylor, as we mentioned, one of the best.
The high-pitched war cry that Chuck Taylor has ringing through this auditorium tonight.
I would love to see more of Chuck Taylor and IWC. He'd make another great contender for the winner of our main event, Callahan and Shulo.
I agree. I don't know that he's necessarily earned that spot, but he's definitely...
No, but a win over Dalton Castle, who many called the uncrowned champion, certainly would put him there.
I would agree. I would agree that puts him in contention with it. We are talking about the winner of this now having 2 titles.
Yes. And that's going to be a very bizarre boardroom discussion, another point, how that'll get sorted out. But we'll have to check the IWCWrestling.com and IWC Aftershock, hosted by Justin Plummer. How do you feel about Justin Plummer, Farnsworth?
Oh, I'm a fan. I love all of his work.
So he slipped you $5 before the show.
Yeah, he bakes a great souffle.
Oh, please.
Have you had one? Light, fluffy.
I'll settle for some homemade cookies.
Hell, you'd settle for a bucket of KFC.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Chuck Taylor with the armbar.
Oh, big hip toss.
You think Chuck Taylor can get me some Kentucky Fried at a discount rate?
Well, I mean, he has the word Kentucky in his name.
That's all it takes, right?
Although, to be fair, I'd probably be looking more for discount Chuck Taylors than discount chicken. I mean, if that's how the rule works.
Why not the best of both worlds? Castle trying to kick his way out of this leg bar. Taylor's got Dalton trapped.
Do you think Dalton Castle could get me cheap White Castle? Are they like cousins?
We'll get Justin Plummer in that assignment, too.
Castle working his way back up to his feet. Chucky Taylor not...
Castle didn't expect that. The Swamp Monster's just walking around aimlessly on the outside right now. He's not really accomplishing
I don't know
anything.
that he has eyes. He may not know where he is.
He did the leg sweep pretty well without having vision.
It might be a sonar thing, maybe. I don't know. That clapping could be confusing.
What, does he have antennas underneath his swamp gimmick now?
I don't know. There's so much about this that I don't know.
Wild swing by Taylor, countered by Dalton Castle, firing away center of the ring. Reversal. Ducked the head too soon. Another fanny slap. And down with a face plant.
Burst of offense by Dalton Castle, giving him a chance to recoup.
Well, Castle the first stirring. But how far is that going to get him?
Trying to build himself up with that peacock cry.
And it worked! Castle exploding. He's peacocking up.
Big knee. Huge drop.
And it's amazing agility for a guy about 6'3". About 240 pounds. And almost had Chuck Taylor put away.
Swamp Monster completely unresponsive. Just standing there.
Castle can sense the momentum here.
Oh!
Oh, Taylor drops down.
Soul food.
Right to the side of the jaw. Castle battles back. Up and over. Nice modified suplex. Got it, no.
Would we call that an exploder, perhaps?
That variation of it, sure.
Half pump handle exploder. I'm naming it as we go here. I'm not sure what
More of a gut wrench salto than an overhead.
True.
Look at us analyzing technical wrestling jargon after all this. Castle meets a knee. Taylor saw it coming, but got caught in midair. That power of Castle again.
Oh!
And into the DDT.
Head and forehead first into the mat.
Here's a cover. No. Castle escapes.
Swamp Monster counting the pin with the slaps.
And a standing Uranagi by Taylor. That follow-through may have done more harm than good, though. Taylor took a long time to showboat, and a very lax cover, the left side exposed. Where's he going?
Maybe he's going to get another monster.
I hope not.
No, there's one. Oh, that's paid.
He's got the bell again. The bell once again utilized in this event.
He might get counted out here.
Yeah, he's taking the scenic route around the ring. Get in the ring, pal.
This is not an Extreme Rules match.
It is not. Could he have advertised that one any worse? Referee trying to get rid of the bell. And meanwhile, Chuck's got a chair.
Smooth Chucky.
Here comes the Swamp Monster.
Swamp Monster imploring him not to cheat.
There's a moral debate between the Swamp Monster and Chuck Taylor. And the Swamp Monster with a satellite head scissors. The Swamp Monster
showing regret.
It's conflicted. Chuck with a pin for 2.
The Sturm und Drang of the Swamp Monster is palpable.
By God, it has feelings after all.
And there's still a chair in the ring.
King Kong feels for the woman he's climbed up the Empire State Building with. It's a miracle it's morning again in America.
And Swamp Monster just handed Smooth Chucky T. I don't know.
And now the Swamp Monster's just distracting the official Powder.
Oh, and the Castle slapped the hand. The Powder's in Chucky T's eyes.
The Swamp Powder backfired. The deadlift German. Beautiful bridge. Dalton gets it mercifully.
Here is your winner, the Party Peacock, Dalton Castle.
Of all the ways this could have ended, that was definitely one of them. A nice bridging German suplex.
Farnsworth, every life decision I made led to me sitting here calling that. That match just happened. I don't know why that happened. I don't know why Jake Clemens is hired. I don't know what you have in your basement. I have so many unanswered questions, but I do know that Dalton Castle is primed and ready for the IWC title. Oh my God.
I know that if nothing else, Dalton Castle wants to see your peacock.
Is that what he's saying to the Swamp Monster?
I don't know. They're dancing it out now.
Well, I guess we're all friends except for maybe Chuck Taylor, who's left to watch this madness. And there will be another day for the Swamp Monster, who is back to its lair. Dalton Castle's your winner.
But he doesn't look like a winner right now. He was having fun dancing with the Swamp Monster, and now he just kind of looks heartbroken.
You know what?